The echo of their Faustian bargain is a ghost we still wrestle with today, a chilling reminder that the most dangerous secrets are not those of weapons, but of ideas. It reveals that in the shadow world of geopolitics, ideology is often a tool, not a master, and the deals made in those shadows can haunt the world long after the men who made them are gone. The story of Hitler and the Mufti is a stark lesson in the cold calculus of power. This secret partnership helped forge an ideological axis that would fuel decades of conflict long after the Third Reich was ashes. The propaganda templates, the conspiracy theories of all-powerful international Jewry, the tactics of blending religious fervor with political violence, these were the poisonous gifts the Nazi regime bestowed upon its unlikely ally. The fusion of radical eliminationist anti-Semitism with nationalist Arab politics, a fusion perfected in the salons of Nazi Berlin, did not die in the Führer bunker. But secrets have a way of seeping into the foundations of history. For the Soviets, it was a card to be held, so it was buried. Why was this secret so carefully hidden after the war? For the Allies, exposing it would have destabilized the already volatile Middle East and tarnished the image of a major Arab leader. The Mufti provided the Nazis with a religious and political fig leaf for their anti-Semitism, while the Nazis provided the Mufti with the military might he believed could achieve his aim. The alliance was not just strategic, it was genocidal. This was the dark heart of the secret. He saw the Nazi war against the Jews as the perfect vehicle to achieve his own political goal, a Jew-free Arab Palestine. In a 1943 letter to the German foreign minister, he wrote, citing his own words to other officials, "It is the duty of the Germans to destroy all the Jews of Palestine." Historical records show he met with Adolf Eichmann, architect of the final solution, and lobbied vigorously for the Nazis to extend the genocide to the Jewish population of Palestine. The secret went deeper still. The Mufti was not a passive observer of the Holocaust. He was an active accomplice. The ideological contradictions were staggering, but for both parties, the strategic utility outweighed pure dogma. This was the ultimate manifestation of the secret alliance, a Muslim SS division formed to fight partisans in the Balkans, blessed by a religious leader who was simultaneously a key figure in the Nazi propaganda machine. He told them they were fighting to create a future for Islam, free from Bolshevik and Anglo-American influence. Al-Husseini personally toured their training camps, blessing the troops and legitimizing their service in the name of a holy cause. The result was the 13th Waffen Mountain Division of the SS Handschar, the first non-Germanic SS division, composed primarily of Bosnian Muslims. The Mufti provided religious justification. The Nazis needed manpower. The partnership went far beyond the airwaves. This was psychological warfare on a global scale. The Nazi regime, which preached Aryan supremacy, was actively funding and promoting a pan-Islamic leader to destabilize its enemies. He called for the liberation of Palestine and the establishment of a new order, an order that dovetailed perfectly with Hitler's new order in Europe. He portrayed the war not as a European conflict, but as a shared struggle against a common enemy, the Jews and the British. His message was a potent fusion of Nazi ideology and Islamic imagery, and the voice they used was that of the Grand Mufti. He became the star propagandist for the Third Reich. His words beamed directly into the homes and coffee shops of the Middle East. From a studio in Gießen, just outside Berlin, the Nazis began broadcasting. But these weren't broadcasts in German. They were in Arabic, Farsi, and other languages of the region. The cause was simple, cold realpolitik. The effect was a Faustian bargain. In November 1941, al-Husseini was granted a private audience with the Führer. If the Arab world could be ignited into a holy war, a jihad against the British, it could strangle the Allies' war effort and open a devastating southern front. And in Berlin, Adolf Hitler saw an opportunity. The British Empire was sustained by its colonies, especially its oil-rich holdings in the Middle East. Haj Amin al-Husseini was a man trapped. As the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, he had led the Arab revolt against British rule and Jewish immigration to Palestine. By 1941, he was a fugitive, wanted by the British. He needed a powerful patron. This is not a story of the battlefield, but of the shadow war. A story of how the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, Haj Amin al-Husseini, became the Third Reich's secret weapon in a war for the Middle East. A war that never happened, but whose consequences ripple through our world to this day. While Hitler's rhetoric screamed of a Jewish Bolshevik conspiracy, his diplomats and spies were engaged in a desperate clandestine dance with one of the world's most powerful Muslim leaders. It was not a secret weapon, but a secret alliance. A cold, calculated partnership that defied every public proclamation of the Nazi regime. The charred ruins of the Reich Chancellery smoldered, but buried beneath the rubble and deep within the classified vaults of Allied intelligence lay a secret so terrifying, so geopolitically explosive, that it was systematically suppressed for decades. By the spring of 1945, the world believed it knew the full extent of Nazi evil. The camps were being liberated, revealing the industrial-scale horror of the Holocaust.